We've heard of play to earn, and now there's move to earn. Genopets, a Solana-based NFT move to earn game, has raised $8.3 million in their seed round. The game pulls data from users' phones and wearable fitness devices to turn steps into real-world rewards in the game. So I thought this was pretty cool. Unlike some of the play to earn games that we've spoken about, it doesn't cost any money to mint your NFT to play the game with. You do have to create kind of an ecosystem to live in, which costs money. And apparently you can translate these steps from the real world into rewards in the game so that you can create these ecosystems. Zach, I'll pass it off to you. 8.3 million is a massive seed round. I know we talk about massive seed rounds a lot on this show, so it's not surprising anymore. But does this surprise you for a game where we're converting steps into rewards for in a blockchain game?
So I guess it's an extension of this play to earn or GameFi craze that sort of emerged. And I think, crypto investors love trying to put their money on the next big thing that's a couple steps maybe ahead of the rest of the pack. So I think this certainly, to me, that's what this story is. Okay, this play to earn thing, this is kind of cool. We've seen success with Axie Infinity and other efforts in that space. Okay, what's a new twist on that might be an investable product? And I guess the folks who are keen on the Solana ecosystem have dumped a bit of money into this project to see if that's going to be the thesis that clicks. I think it's cool. Like, I can imagine like a bunch of crazy crypto people trying to like game their odometer status, and I wonder how that's being accounted for in the mechanics of the game itself. But it is fun to think of physical activity being incentivized in a way that could be attractive to some of these fitness device makers down the road. There was a mention that was sort of part of the plan here, right? If you link up with the people who make, I don't know, Fitbit or whatever the latest device is, it's potentially interesting to think of play to earn as a way to incentivize physical activity. So hey, physical activity is good and exercise is good, and if this is the next big trend in GameFi, then I think we'll see some more healthy degens out there getting their steps in. So hey, win for me.
So fit.
Win. I'm going to throw it down to Naomi though.
Yeah, it's interesting. I agree that these kind of gamification of fitness is definitely something we're seeing more of, especially after 2 years of quarantine, where people are kind of like, especially in countries like Australia, they're trying to find ways where they can exercise, but they can't leave their houses and all of this stuff. And so things that make it more fun are definitely something that consumers are tuning into. If this gamifies it, I think that's kind of cool. It kind of reminds me of like, you remember when the Pokemon game first came out? I was living in New York at the time, and I was like immediately on that. I was like, I am wandering all around New York City and collecting all of these things, because it was something that tied digital assets to like physical locations where you had to physically walk to a place to collect these things. So I got a ton of exercise, and my neck did not do well because I'm just literally like looking down at my phone the entire time. So I didn't see any of New York at the time, but I saw what was going on my phone. It was really fun. But I wonder if that's like kind of the future of this fitness, is just kind of, creating this gamified fitness world. We already see that in different things like those, what are they called? I've got those fancy bikes where you're like connected to other people and you can like go through mountains. Well, the ones that are always like in someone's fancy living room, and you're like, why would you have a bike in the middle of your fancy living room? Anyway.
It's Peloton.
Peloton. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
And so it is interesting. The only thing that like I'm kind of thinking about is when it says that it pulls data from the user's phones and wearable fitness devices. It's like, what data is it pulling, right? Is this pulling your physical location? Is this like, there's going to have to be a lot of safeguards, because those health devices collect huge amounts of personally identifiable information about people that are very sensitive. You have these devices calling ambulances because they know someone's about to have a heart attack before the person does. Like, they have so much data about people, right? It's incredibly sensitive. So like, what kind of stuff is going to be pulled and put on the blockchain forever? That's what I would be interested in before I start using this stuff. But very cool. I definitely like the potential of this. I want to see where it goes.